Hello gin lovers and welcome back to No Nonsense Gin Reviews with me, Bobby Freeman. Now then, cast your eyes on this tiny, rather pathetic little size bottle, because I may have accidentally clicked the wrong size when I was ordering it off Amazon. But if you could just make out this bottle, I'll try and hold it close to the camera. This is none other than the Botanist Gin. Now this has been recommended by a few people, and I've got so many recommendations at the moment. Forgive me if you've recommended something. I am working my way to them, but it's just taken me a long time because I've got such a long list now. But this, as I say, has popped up a couple of times, it's one of those gins that seems to be, I've seen it everywhere, but for whatever reason I just haven't tried it. I mean, maybe it's because the bottle is a little bit kind of understated. I mean, it's rather elegant and very beautiful, but it doesn't really leap out at you on the gin shelf when you've got lots of others. So, but I do like the bottle. I think it's very cool. This particular one is, it's so small I can't even read what percentage it is. Never mind, but I'm sure it's 41 or something like that. So this is a Scottish gin. There are a few Scottish gins, but they seem to be mostly from sort of the south and London, the south, east and west. But a little bit on their website for you about them. So the Botanist, apparently according to their website, is a gin of layered complexity. Wow, okay. Progressive exploration from the botanical heritage of our Isle of, I want to say Islay. It's spelt with an S, like island, but I presume it's a silent S, so apologies if I'm getting that wrong, but we'll go for Islay for the purpose of this video. 20 hand-forged local botanicals delicately augment 9 berries, barks, seeds, peels during an achingly slow distillation. The first and only Islay dry gin is a rare expression of the heart and soul of our remote Scottish island. So it's really properly up there. The Isle of Islay, I'll have to look out where that is, but it's obviously up there right in one of the many islands that is clustered off of Scotland. Now, okay, some of the botanicals that are in this, they haven't listed them all, I don't think, but they never do, but seem to be your fairly standard sort of run-of-the-mill gin stuff, what you'd expect from a good gin. So cassia, your coriander, your juniper, your orange, your cinnamon, lemon, licorice, angelica root and orris root. Now you could say, yeah, that's fairly bog standard, nothing exciting in there. However, that sounds like the makeup of pretty much the perfect gin. So I'd say this is shaping up pretty good so far. There's a little bit they've wrote about. It's rather poetic, this, and I thought I might try it in a Scottish accent to give it a bit of authenticity. So here we go. By the way, if you are American or Canadian, feel free to turn these subtitles on for this bit. So. The spirit is satin smooth, gliding over the palate like no gin you've ever tried before. Think sweet, delicate, mental apple mint, spring woodlands, juniper, coriander with aniseed undertones, lemon and orange peel and a bouquet of flowers from Macair Bay, honey from thistle, coconut from gorse, water mint and summer meadows. It's magical. Right, okay, then, a bit of Scottish there for you. That's enough of that. Right, enough talking in accents. Let's get the fellow open, shall we? So I've already started to open it a little bit. I'm not sure if it's got a cork. Don't know if these little bottles do. Get rid of that. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking good. I don't want to cut myself on this. It's got a cork, and we know what that means. It's the cork test. Oh no, I've got a new microphone. It's down here, so I'll have to do it down here. Jeez, that is a very sharp edge. Let me try and peel that bit away, because I don't want this to turn into a bloodthirsty, gory video. There we go. Now we're talking. Right, so no squeak. Okay, fine. That's always a bonus anyway. So let's try. Again, this is a rather tiny bottle, so I suspect we won't judge it completely on its cork sound, because I think it may be muted slightly by the fact it's a small bottle. But let's try it. You never know. Oh my God, that's like a little child's cork pop, isn't it? A little fun-sized cork pop, but nevertheless playful and fun. But as I always say, it's just a bit of fun. Right, shall we? Oh, blimey, whoa, Nelly. Right, okay, I think I spat on the table there, sorry about that. Oh, do you know what? There's nothing magical and out there and weird and wonderful that will make you go straight away, oh my God, that's that flavour. But it smells, like I said with those botanicals, that smells like the perfect, I don't know why I'm doing all this gesticulation, but that smells like the perfect gin smell. It puts me in mind of a Sipsmith's that Martin Miller's that I tried the other week. Just smells to me like it's got everything going on in exactly the right amount. So let's not sniff it too long. Let's get some in the bottle, shall we? In the glass, I say. Get some out of the bottle. Yep, there we go. That'll do. Bit of tonic in there. By the way, I don't think I need to say this anymore, but I always use the Fever Tree Gold label just for in the interest of science and to be a fair test, and because it's blooming delicious. If you are a tonic water manufacturer, by the way, please feel free to tell me about your new brand, because as far as I can see, nothing comes near to Fever Tree yet. But I'd be very keen to try anything else if it did. So let's give this a blast, shall we? So what are we doing? Oh yeah, Botanist Gin. Cheers. Oh yes. Now now we're talking. Okay. It's basically no surprises here. It's just, as I say, everything in perfect measure. You can taste those sort of wooded, sort of barky, sort of undertastes, which gives it a real sort of gravitas, but it working perfectly in harmony with the lighter tones like your orange peels and your lemon, and that little tiny bit of licorice that you're going to get in there too. Again, licorice is a bit of a weird flavour, but it has to be there. I don't know why. I don't know who worked that out, but it has to be there in a certain measure. Okay. That is a lovely gin. It's quite strong as well. Maybe I've poured it strong. I don't think I have. You get a sense of potency about it as well, which reminds me in a little bit of the aviation gin over here, American aviation gin, which was had a potency but a smoothness as well. But it's not a London Dry, of course. That is an American gin. This is indeed a London Dry, or a Scottish Dry, they call it. I think that's referred to. I think Scottish distilleries prefer to call it a Scottish Dry. But that is very, very. But it's got that harshness, but it's also got backed up with a kind of a kick of the junipers, which is not what the aviation gin lacks, because they'd gone a bit less on the junipers. That's their whole thing. But let me have a look. It's gorgeous. It's really good. It's got all those things. But it's quite interesting to have a little bit of a kick as well. I say that strength just in the aftertaste. That's usually when things hit you with gin. I always find is the uniqueness comes not as you put it in your mouth, but just after you swallow with the aftertaste. So this kind of has a sort of it goes down and you think, oh yeah, that's a perfect gin. But just as it sort of disappears, something just goes up, but don't forget this, bang. And it's a little as I say, a little sort of strike of concentrated strength, I would say, of the alcohol volume. I wish I could see what the ABV of this. It's just so small I can't read it. But I reckon that's what the unique hook for this one is, the fact, that little kick of strongness. And I like that. I think that's good. I've no problem with the strong gin whatsoever. However, I am making a few videos today, so I'm going to have to go a little bit careful, a little bit steady on this one. So otherwise, God knows what it's going to be like on the 4th or 5th. In terms of price, now then, this is obviously a little bottle I got here, but if you get the full-size bottle, it's not the cheapest gin out there, folks. This is expensive gin. So it's between 35 and 40 pounds, which is about $45 and $50. So that ain't cheap. That's not cheap at all. Compared to a lot of the gins out there, that's way at the top. I mean, that's over the top of my top bracket, which I always say you need to pay for gin, which is £30 or $38. However, if you are feeling a bit flush and you want to splash out and have something good, you could do a lot worse than the old Botanist, because if you're going to charge that much money, all I say is fair enough, but make sure it's bloody good. And I would say this falls neatly into the category of bloody good. So I will forgive it that. It's sort of, I suppose the alternatives for it would be probably Sipsmiths and maybe Beefeater, something like that. But it depends what you want to do. They're usually available, but Botanist isn't always available. So I would say, certainly if you're in a bar, if you don't want to buy a whole bottle of it, give this fella a go, because I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So guys, thanks very much for watching. As I always say, don't forget to, as they say in America, don't forget to smash that like button. As I always say here, please don't smash anything. Don't be smashing any buttons. Just give it a light press like that, and be part of my little community. And what else do you need to do? Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and all these things, and we can go on together and talk about gin until the cows come home. I've never used that expression ever in my life, and I don't know why. It's the sort of thing my mum would say, so apologies for that. I'll think of a better one for the next video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been No Nonsense Gin Reviews, and don't forget to comment in below as well, because it's always nice to hear the comments, good or bad, and we can discuss things together. So I am Bobby Freeman, this is No Nonsense Gin Reviews, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.